Hi, I'm Jean Bea, CEO of Bea Group. Welcome to my weekly live stream show, Co-Design Work with Wonder. And I'm here every I'm here every Thursday at 3 p.m. and we are live on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and YouTube. So I just wanted to share a little bit about what we do at Bea Group, as well as our project Work Wonder. So I'm gonna share. So at Bea Group, our vision is to cultivate a thriving, globally recognized youth-centered community with a passion for creating a kinder, more just world. And then we have a special project, Work Wonder, which is a summer internship program. It's actually become more year-round, and we work with youth to co-design with them and for other youth. So our vision at Work Wonder is to inspire millions of brave youth to discover and own their voice, advocate for themselves and others, and thrive in their chosen work. So this live stream show is actually run by our interns, and it is something that we do every week. It's a chance for us to share what we're doing as well as some exciting projects that we're working on. And so today I'm super excited to bring on the show Kerra Bolton. Hi, Kerra.
Hi, June. How are you?
I'm so good. It's so nice to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for asking me. It's such an honor, and I just love spending time with you. So
It's awesome to see you. And I wanted for our guests to just know more about you. And recently we've decided to collaborate. And so I just wanted if you could share a little bit about who you are and what you have been working on.
Well, my name is Kerra Bolton, and I am a writer and a filmmaker. I'm the CEO of Woodbine Films, which is it's a film production company that uses personal narratives to explore the issues of our time. And our first film is Return of the Black Madonna, which you are a part of. And I'm just super excited to talk about it and to share it with you. I have to tell everybody how we met, but we met at a business seminar retreat with Pamela Slim in Acamal, Mexico. And some people go on business retreats and they're sad to leave. And I basically never left Acamal. I think I went home for 4 months to basically quit my consultancy, pack my things, and move back to Acamal. So I'm in Acamal, Mexico, where we first met. Actually, I'm about a 10-minute drive from where you and I stayed when we were here together.
I know. And it's hard to believe that was 5 years ago.
I know. 5 years since I looked into your eyes and said, I see you, I love you, So every morning of that retreat, it was awesome.
Gosh. It was amazing and life-changing, and I'm so grateful for that whole experience and the friendship that we developed. And
yes.
And
so over the years has just been phenomenal. So I'm just so grateful.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about this new film.
Yes.
And then we can talk about what we're going to do together. So let's talk about this film. And so we have a question. What is Return of the Black Madonna about?
So Return of the Black Madonna is about my efforts to learn to swim, dive, and map sunken slave ships as a means of connecting with my body and processing a trauma that I experienced when I was 17 years old, which is a long time ago, 30 years ago. And the act of swimming is a big deal, particularly swimming in open water among African Americans. It's almost kind of a taboo in our community. Many Black people do swim, so I don't want to make it seem like we don't swim. But even Black people who do know how to swim, there's a fear of water, open water, and I really wanted to explore that in both a book and a film form.
So not only is this a personal story, but you've also decided to direct it.
Yes.
And be a filmmaker.
Yes, I have decided to direct it solo. sola, as we would say here. At first, I was very resistant to directing because I thought, okay, I'm going to direct myself in a film. First of all, it either sounds like a vanity project or it sounds like a hot mess in the making. And what I ultimately decided that was that I'm the best person to tell this story. This is my story. This is the story of my family, and my community. And I didn't want to leave it to those who are not in my community to be responsible for telling this story. Um, Black creators, and not just Black creators, but creators of color, and this is really important for me to say, is that we have to own our own intellectual property. So if you're a singer, make sure you own the masters. If you're a painter, make sure you own the work, the rights to your work. If you're a business owner, make sure you own that. And it's not because I want to be colonialist, and not that I want to be, it's ownership is important because ownership also means resources. It means future opportunities. It means so many things that we don't think about. So often as creators, we just want our work in the world, and we're so eager to get our work in the world that we will sign anything, we'll do anything, and we really need to pause, and we really need to understand that our work has value, that our stories have value, and it's worth it to wait until the right conditions come along. And then when those conditions come along, then we can share our work with the world.
Exactly. It's so important, and it's something that definitely working with young people and that sense of putting your mark, and then in addition owning that, because it is really important. And we've seen how it's affected other artists, right, when they don't necessarily own the rights to their work. And so it's a great point, and that's something where I just feel like so Karina says it's so inspiring, this story. So maybe a little bit about like what you and I will be doing, because it's something that's, I guess, context for me. I should just, people know that I love entertainment. I believe so wholeheartedly in storytelling and the power of using story in the form of entertainment to really drive change. And it's something that I would love to get more involved with. It's something I've said to you over the years, Kerra. And so it became an opportunity for me to do more on your project. And
So this is a learning experience for both of us. And so, June, you are an important part of my production team. And so, you're doing everything from the logistics of getting us hotel and travel accommodations to really helping us make decisions about funders and grant applications, and really helping me to formulate our fundraising strategy. My goal, and I haven't shared this with you until now, but my goal would be able to have you have enough experience and develop such a skill set that you could take a movie as a producer from pre-production all the way through festival and distribution, because that's what a really great producer does. And I know that you're going to be a fabulous producer. So I want you to be able to develop those skills so that you can do that with other movies and just knock it out of the park.
Well, it's something that I'm turning 49 next month, actually right around the time when we're in Mexico, and it's something that I feel like it's important to try something that I've always wanted to do. So when I look at the movie credits, I'm always intrigued by producer, executive producer. What do those people do? I do a lot of fundraising, grant writing, raising money in the work that I do with schools. And I just have this curiosity of, would my skills in this one area be transferable? Because there are some similarities, and then there's a lot that I need to learn.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
the interesting thing is that people think that filmmaking is about red carpets, it's about the camera, it's, you know, the behind the scenes shots, the interviews that we see people do. And they do that, they show us that to, one, sell the movie, and two, to make sure that the people who are actually making the movie don't go crazy. But much of movie making is paperwork. And like, I mean, this is basically, the last time I filmed was November 2019. So we're talking about 18 months of paperwork just to get to film again. And, you know, the act of filming is so special and so wonderful, and it's addictive, and like, you just absolutely want to do it. And I remember when I first started doing films and in front of the camera, the camera guy made me walk a lot. So like, he made me walk down the street and he would film me. And I thought it was the worst thing in the world. I'm like, why would I be walking and some dude is like filming me? This is terrible. But then the week after filming stopped, I'm like, I'm walking down the street and nobody's filming me. Why isn't anyone filming me? It's so crazy. It's like bizarro world. And it's also odd to be making a film about myself, because like, everybody's making movies about themselves, not in the way that we're doing it as an independent film with, you know, various mile markers and stuff, but they're taking selfies, they're taking films, they're posting parts of themselves on YouTube. So we're at a point where our lives and the ability to make films and stories and art about our lives, it's democratized. We're just using it in a certain form. And the fact that you, at almost 50, and you and I are about the same age, wanting to do something again, we're both like basically 50-year-old interns. and, and it's so cool because we get to learn something. I've never been a filmmaker. Like, I think one of the questions is like, how did you become a filmmaker? Don't ask me that question. I'm the worst person. Because like, you know, there's some people who are like, oh, I went to school and I followed this path and I've known since I was 10. And it's like, I just Forrest Gumped my way into it. It's like, I had this job and then this job. It was nothing I set out to do. But then once I decided this is what I was going to do, then like, nothing is going to stop me.
Exactly. It's one of those where I feel like it's important to keep that curiosity, and then having that deep sense in what you're capable of doing, because it's something that I've been grappling with. We've been playing with this definition of workplace intelligence that I think I've mentioned to you, and it's, well, what is workplace intelligence? And today I came up with, it's really foundational to the hero's journey. It's the hero's journey in having an impact on what you choose to do for work in your chosen work. But then that chosen work evolves. And I feel like the workplace intelligence evolves because of the taking what you've done in the past, taking those pieces that you know in your heart that you're capable of doing, and then seeing what happens in a different context, right? It's like, I'm so curious. We're going to be together starting a month from a couple days ago.
Yes, June.
June 3rd through the 10th, we'll be in Acamal together in Mexico, that part of the country, and we will be exploring. I'm super excited to watch people film and to see what happens with the journey, and to support you in any way that I can. And it's just such a cool part to just not really know what to expect, but to just know that I'm going to fully show up, and to be there with the intention of being helpful, with the intention of being whatever you need. because the production
and the same.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. So we have a little lag, but anyways, but it's the intention and then the heart of showing up, and what that. So I'm excited to see what happens for all of us as a team.
I'm excited too, because most people, again, think directors, like, you tell people what to do. That is not it. I mean, like, I wish that were the job, but that's not. I mean, my Mama Bear is coming out, and I have spent a lot of nights thinking, okay, well, how do I take care of my people, from picking people up from the airport to what we eat to where we go to everything? Like, how do I make sure that you have the best experience you can possibly have? And if you don't have a good experience, what is our process for working through conflict? What is our process of making sure that people are okay and they feel healed and whole? I mean, I have been through filming experiences that didn't feel good, and I know what that's like. So now I want to make sure that my crew feels taken care of, that they feel like they can bring the best of themselves, that I articulate clearly what my vision is, and that your job is to elevate my vision in whatever way you choose to do it. Now, I'll have the final say because it is my story and it is my vision. But when you bring your best and it elevates it and it's contagious and that's what everybody's doing, then that makes me feel, when I'm in the water and I'm terrified because I don't want to do anything, I know that there's all these people who are right there with me and they believe in me and nobody's going to let me die. So there's that. And, it'll make me do my best. So it really is a symbiotic experience with all of us.
Exactly. I feel like it's so important that our visions are aligned, because what you talk about as director is what I, as CEO of a company, try to do with regard to how do people on my team feel? What kind of culture, what kind of environment are we creating so that everybody can be their best? And so again, I feel like it's so special that we are doing this, and that 5 years ago the seed was planted, because you weren't even sure you were going to stay in Akamal.
No. No. And I hope more than anything that we have fun.
Oh, for sure. And eat well. And
yeah, I mean, like, because that trip is only going to be like next trip to Akamal next month. That's one. I think we've got like 6 or 7 trips. Like, so we're going to be in Africa and the Carolinas and Florida and who knows where else we're going to be. So it's like, this is just one of our globe-trotting trips.
I know. Like, that part it's like one step at a time, but I'm so excited to take the next step and for the journey just to get, I mean, for me, it's to get started. You've already been in it. And so for me, this is like our first reunion in that sense. And then to start with the crew. So I just wanted everybody to know that we're doing this, and it's a whole nother just area that I really am just learning as I go. And for our listeners, for our viewers, our interns, to know that it's awesome to start something totally new, and it doesn't matter how old you are, and that it's not just one thing that you choose to do in a career per se. That's why I love Pam Slim, who we met through, her book is your body of work, right? The body of work. And I feel like that's why I like the word work versus career, because it's ongoing, it's evolving, and it's something that I'm excited for each of us, Kerra, you and I, to kind of pursue a whole different body of work.
Yes. And I wish the thing that I knew earlier is I would sit down and try to figure out what my through line is. And it would drive me crazy because I couldn't figure out what was that one thing. And the truth is that sometimes there is no one thing. Sometimes you are the one thing, and you just go from environment to environment or situation to a situation, and you're the constant. And if you can learn to bet on yourself, then the miracles that come are just amazing. And I know that I'm living proof of that.
Exactly. Thanks, Kimberly. It is. Curiosity is so important. Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to, is it okay if I share your LinkedIn, Kerra?
Yeah, please.
So here's how to stay in touch with Kerra. So she's on LinkedIn. I'm also on LinkedIn. and the film is Return of the Black Madonna. Stay tuned. We will be giving updates as we are going along this journey. And just wanted to let folks know that next week I have a guest. His name is Steve Lucas. He and I, along with Harlan, my husband, we had started a company called Stationary. It was an augmented, it was a game that we had on Android and on Apple at the Apple Store. And then we did it, and then we realized we don't really like maintaining games. And so we actually closed the company. But Steve is now back at Qualcomm, and he's joining us as a guest because he is going to share with us what he's really looking for when he's hiring, as well as how to bring more people into this space of working in augmented and virtual reality. So that's next week, Steve Lucas. And so I'm June Bea with co-design work with Wonder. And Kerra, thank you so much for joining us this week. It's so awesome to see you, and we're gonna see each other in a month.
I know, I can't wait.
Thanks everyone for joining us. We'll see you later. Bye.